My name's Ariane Telgen, and I've been working with problem horses for over 20 years, of all kinds. And another focus of mine is training for both rider and horse. Here, I support competition-oriented riders up to the advanced level, but also leisure riders in maintaining health and composure. Through my many years of experience as a recognized equine physiotherapist and osteopath, I am in the ideal position to identify and solve problems on various levels. To make this possible, even over long distances, I offer online consultations or even online support. This is a successful alternative to a personal visit here at the farm, or even to the stationary admission of your horse.
Zenti, a former racehorse that was retrained as a show jumper after his career on the racetrack. His third stage of life is to continue as a leisure horse in a loving family, where mother and daughter ride him together. The returning rider and 10-year-old Mia still have quite a few problems with this, which Ariane Telgen is now supposed to help with.
Yeah, Zenti has just arrived. Yes, my little one. I think after a 3-hour drive, right? From what I've heard. We're getting him ready now. For a test ride, there are some riding issues, as I was able to gather from the contact form and also the initial contact. And now I'd be interested to know, what exactly is the problem? Can you explain how that feels or how it presents itself?
Yes, that. I just can't find any contact at all. Without side reins, I just can't find the right rein length. But I think it's also due to my seat. Since I'm gripping and my shoulders aren't relaxed, it's like a conflict. So I don't think he can move loosely because I'm sitting tense.
Okay.
And then he sometimes starts tossing his head because he really lacks that kind of security in the front, you know? And yeah, honestly.
Have you tried anything yet, like riding lessons or anything else?
Yes, well, I'm already taking lessons, but right now I feel like everything is going backwards for me.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's just that when I'm in a lesson and I'm sitting there, it's like a shutter comes down and nothing works anymore. So I'm sitting on him and I don't really know what to do anymore.
Okay. And I believe your daughter rides him too. And it's the same problem there, right?
Yeah, the contact is an issue for both, right? But she hasn't been riding for that long. And I'm a returning rider. I only started up again with her 2 years ago. So it's all been a very long time for me too. I was never a really good rider. I was always just a casual trail rider.
Oh, if you can make it through the trails in one piece.
Yeah, but never a competitive rider or really did proper dressage or jumping. So it was all just for fun. So there are just a lot of things. He gets very stiff on the left side. So on the left rein, either way, it's not his good side. Yeah, he gets stiff or leans on the bit or curls up. So there are quite a few things that, and yeah. I'd actually like to be able to go out on trails with him alone because in the arena sometimes, well, I'd like to go out alone. He's just very fearful.
Is he afraid of water? Then he's in exactly the right place here.
So as soon as there's a tiny puddle, he swerves like...
Okay, then I'd say, let's just saddle him up, bridle him up, and then we'll take a look at everything in the arena first.
Okay.
Yes, we've got Zenti ready now for the demonstration ride. I'm really curious. I've already heard a bit of the story of how a former racehorse can even end up with a returning rider and her 10-year-old daughter.
Exactly.
That was really, maybe we'll hear that again sometime live. I just know that he makes a very calm impression on me right now. From what I've heard, though, he's also supposed to be very spooky, which I can't really imagine right now, but of course, I don't know him that well either. Yeah, now I want to see what happens here. If he's very spooky now, then this is, of course, we have wind right now. Wind, we've also set up a few things for Vicky, of course, from slalom to in and outs. The wooden horse is standing there. I'm curious to see what happens. And I'm just going to take a look at how the riding itself is first. And ultimately, I asked her to ride exactly as she does at home so that I can see and figure out how I need to structure my training, so they can basically continue it at home. Ultimately, I have to find ways in difficult situations to get out of them safely and well, and above all, without danger. Because, of course, the 10-year-old daughter should also be able to get around safely. And we can practice that well here.
That's another thing, for example, right? Inside, like the mounting block, if he has to go near it, he already finds that.
He finds that silly.
So the arena is sometimes hit or miss. He just doesn't move forward, That's the next thing.
When mounting, that's actually very positive.
Well, sometimes he doesn't stay so well behaved. Stands in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And my riding instructor always says I should let him carry me. But I feel like I can't let him carry me at all because then he almost stops. And then I don't know how to sit anymore, what to do with my legs or my lower back. So everything just goes haywire.
Yeah.
Up. See? Come here.
Good. That's a good boy. Exactly. Everything's fine. Good. Great. Well done.
Centi has discovered Victoria's wooden horse, but there's no sign of truly skittish behavior here yet.
That Centi is actually quite relaxed. He's walking with his head up, of course, but that's the problem he's here for. But he's here for the first time now. Now he's just stopping by the hay and wants to eat some. It's good he didn't touch the fence wire because it's electrified. I suspect that it's all just a bit too gentle and too cautious. And there isn't enough leadership from the owner or the rider. And that makes Centi a bit insecure in certain situations.
With me, my outside hand always drifts too far forward, so I'm not setting boundaries.
The otherwise friendly Geldon prefers to go his own way. Whether that's actually due to physical blockages remains to be seen.
That he actually wanted to go back to the other hand.
Yeah.
Because I think he has a blockage there too.
Yep. Oh, he's very restless, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good boy. That's nice. Great. All good. Where are the most problems? At a walk, trot, canter, or?
Well, sometimes he doesn't move forward at all at a walk. So you have to keep driving him forward a lot.
Maybe we're seeing the reason why Centi hung up his racing career.
And that he's hard to bend,
Yeah, absolutely.
At least with me, right?
Okay.
The riding instructor does it great.
It's okay. So I find this quite pleasant because Centi isn't really that excited or even spooky. He's actually marching through the area quite confidently. Of course, he has his head up, but that's also the problem he's here for. But I think we can achieve a lot if the rider just learns over the next few days to give the aids a bit more precisely, or maybe even to assert herself in one situation or another. So in the first few days, I'll work with Zenti, also showing him what he needs to do when you pick up a rein. And the whole thing will then, of course, be much easier for the rider right now if he already knows what he's supposed to do. But I have to say that he's really, considering he doesn't know this place at all, running really well in the circle. Yeah. And he's not really getting hung up anywhere either. So that's really nice. So is he doing anything now that he doesn't do at home? Is he going better now or worse?
No, it's the same.
It's the same?
It's the same.
So with that, you already have a really reliable partner.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great.
I know that too. I mean, he's a horse of my heart. Otherwise, I wouldn't have him, I think.
I've seen how he walks, how you trot him, how you sit on him. And I would just start with him in the next few days, teaching him what he needs to do when you do something with the right rein and when you do something with the left rein. And then I'd like him to chew into the depth in that direction. Yeah, and when the first signs are there, you would eventually join in.
Yeah.
And then we have to see that we get you both on the same page, and of course your daughter too. Did you notice anything just now when you let the reins on?
He goes into the depth?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And relaxes.
Yeah, that he just relaxes, right?
Yeah, good. Then we'll just see. Because sometimes it's just words or descriptions, right? That make something an aha moment.
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll just have to play through a few word games later and see which one finds a place in your brain.
Right, yeah.
And which one can you implement?
Yeah, but you have to check all that.
I'll do that. We'll turn you upside down.
Exactly.
And then you.
Yeah, exactly. So he can't do certain things yet, like backing up, for example, or something, I think.
That would be silly for a racehorse too.
Yeah, but there's things that I can do with him in the paddock. I do that with him. But like when I'm sitting on him, he can't do it.
But those are all things, if you're brave enough and willing to experiment, that's actually what you should and must take away from here, because then you can do a lot at home. Then you can just practice things like that. You can turn that into an agility course. Yeah, like Western riders do, you know, where you ride up to the gate here and you want to open it from the horse. You also want to close it from the horse because getting on and off all the time is a real pain, especially when he's 18 hands high.
That is true.
Because you just can't get up that way. Yeah, Centi's a little bit too thin. We haven't worked him for the first 2 days, but just gave him osteopathic treatments, released some blockages. And in these 2 days, you wouldn't believe it, the rib areas have really already filled out. That means even the pelvic bones are already a bit more rounded. It was really very prominent before. And for that reason, we didn't even want to get on him yet because the Centi is here because he won't take the contact properly. Or let's say he makes it very difficult and often locks onto the bit, especially on the left rein. And then he just decides on the direction himself. Yeah, the goal is actually to be able to go out trail riding alone. That is obviously a bit difficult. With a horse where you already have trouble steering him properly in the arena. Yeah. And now we want to see what we can do here. My first impression is that he's a very quiet, calm horse. He is not particularly spooky at all. He just uses the strength of his neck every now and then. That is how it is described. And yeah, he is actually a very cuddly fellow, as you can see. Yeah, what I look at first, of course, are the first teeth in the front. It is totally crazy because I tried this on the first day too. He didn't like it at all when I felt around in there. So the first molars here in the front, where I can always run my finger along, they feel really nice and rounded. So on the incisors, you can see that there is that wave again. So this little corner here, it should actually go straight across. See, you can see how the lower jaw teeth have already made a little wave in there. Let's look on this side. Good boy, you're doing great. Yeah, you'll get a treat afterwards, okay? So that is not the case on this side. So nice. Up to the jaw joint, and he pulls away from me. When I apply pressure, so he is sensitive to pressure up here, sensitive to pain. For me, the question would ultimately be, Maybe have the dental practitioner take a look. If nothing is found, then that's good. But with a painful jaw joint and in combination with these incisors in the front, I would definitely have it looked at. So what's noticeable is that there are these little swellings all over. So right where the glands are, you can really see. It looks like it's sewn in, like it's encased here. On the other side, I think it's even a little bit more. So what's also striking are these real light furrows. You can certainly see them quite well visually here in the front. So I'm also looking at the shoulder blades right here to see if the distances up here are the same on both sides. So, and there we already have a difference. The left shoulder blade is higher than the right one. The area of the saddle surface has a completely different coat color than, for example, the rest of the horse. So, according to the statement, he's a black horse. That's actually almost true back here. I would say dark brown to black. Here in the front, this brownish reddish poll part is more predominant. Yes, and here in the saddle area, you can really see it's light brown. For me, that would mean for now, I would say for starters, copper, zinc, manganese, iron deficiency, because the mane is shaded light reddish brown everywhere, and the entire coat is too. What I would ask about again regarding the saddle area with this visual finding is what the saddle pad is washed with, for example. If there's a lot of bleach in the detergent, because then you see that very clearly too. But of course, it could also have to do with all the amino acid deficiencies, because right up here in this area, there are also many trigger points for various meridians. And so, of course, you always get a lot of information here about the condition and also the health status of the horse. And that's why ill-fitting saddles just cause so incredibly many problems, because really a lot of central points are simply located in this area to the left and right of the spine. And you can always see a lot there. Right, but here it's really like a scar, but I think it's been closed for a very long time now. So what's really quite enormous is that he's already gaining weight in this short time. So that's amazing. So I'll just touch here. I'm basically palpating the pelvic wings right here, because the pelvic wings have the potential, when positioned like this, for one to tilt forward, for example, or be tilted backward, while the other one is in a different position. Then the horse naturally walks crookedly, and there's also a misalignment in the pelvis. So from behind, it's also quite easy to see. The left one is tilted forward and down, and because of that, the left croup area basically looks lower. Yes, it makes, aside from his nutritional status, he makes a very, very well-kept impression. Also, very well-maintained hooves. They've been properly trimmed. And what's really amazing is that there are no swollen tendons at all. They're very clearly defined, easy to see. Also on the inside, the splint bone and everything. There are no splints at all, neither front nor back. The only thing we see here are really old scars, possibly from pressure, boots that were too tight, or bandages worn for too long. I don't know how else horses like this are trained. If it were a show jumper, then I'd have other suspicions in that area. With a racehorse, I don't know what kind of equipment is used. So what you can also see from the side could naturally be a blockage in one of, let's just call them carpal bones. In the carpal joint, it could be that a small bone is blocked there. because you can see from the side that the leg doesn't fully extend. It's always held in a slightly flexed position here. The simplest explanation would be that it's actually a carpal bone. And the other alternative is, of course, related to the tendon. Maybe a shortening or whatever, but I don't really suspect that because it's very, very clear and well structured. So all in all, I think we can get this sort of out. I'm curious to see how it is when riding. Mobility is fully there in the neck, so that's not the reason. Let's take a look, shall we?
Yeah, I'm checking now to see if the saddle fits. I can already tell that the left side is resting more heavily here. So there's also like a thick, swollen dent here, so to speak.
We have already noticed that his left shoulder, the left shoulder blade, is higher than the right one, right? So that could be why you were feeling it that way.
I am trying to pull it through here. It hurts some. You can really tell. And I cannot get through there at all, like right here. From this point on, it is already very hard to get through. It is even harder to get through here. My stool, I will take a look to see if the saddle cushions are resting evenly on the spine.
There is no bridging. So, but from here, basically starting from this area, increasing towards the back. Such immense pressure that I'd be pushing all the skin along now. Up here, you can really see it. There, and he is already pushing his back away. Just seeing that, it moves away really, really, really clearly. So nothing can get through back here anymore. So, whoa. And he is really helping out there by actually hollowing his back so that I can somehow get through and so the discomfort stops. It is a shame, really. It is a very, very nice saddle. You are standing really, really well right now. Right, it has nice, flat, sloping cushions on the outside. But unfortunately, the center of gravity is too far back. They offer plenty of spinal clearance, they slope away flat to the outside, but unfortunately, their main contact point is out here. I see that quite often with these saddle cushion shapes, that they rest out here. And then just completely block the longitudinal bend, for example, because if the main load is back here, he cannot move over at all. Yeah, so my main goal for now would be, considering that he still looks the way he does at the moment, that I will actually begin the training process with Vicky first. That way, he has a lighter person on top of him, which should make things easier for him. And for now, he can just focus on running forward and downward. I think this approach will help him get comfortable and build up his confidence gradually without putting too much pressure on him right away. So that he moves in position and bend, I will prepare everything on the ground. Testing it with a cavesson and a smackle. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then I would actually like him to walk calmly on the cross trail too, because I think that would be a huge surprise for the owner. It would be great if I can pull this off, or rather, if Vicky can. And he's also supposed to be terrified of water, so even if he just sees puddles anywhere, he apparently won't go near them. Well, with that, I'd say we're ready to start. Right, we'll start by repeatedly lowering his shoulder and, of course, keeping his spine upright to make him more flexible. And then we'll begin the groundwork alongside the actual riding.
Ariane Telgen will work with Centi from the ground up, while also riding him to strengthen his muscles and help him regain some mass.
To get started. I'm actually pretty nervous, and I think Centi is too.
Okay, just take it nice and easy, all right? Good boy, Centi. Vicky is currently mounted on Centi. We gave him a checkup yesterday and already identified a few training approaches that work well for getting him into a proper contact. And Vicky is the one riding him because she's obviously much lighter, which I think is much better for his back. He doesn't have much muscle mass yet to support more weight, and it's working out really well. And there's a major advantage to this. Centi is also ridden by a 10-year-old girl at home, as well as by her mother, who is a returning rider. So the way the aids and the overall balance of strength work is a much better fit. And today we also want to tackle the water issue and see if we can encourage him to walk through it.
It feels a bit strange again, but what I'm noticing already is that he's resisting with his head on the left rein and now even on the right.
Okay, your job now is to watch and see if he immediately throws his head up when you pick up the reins. Great. Give him a pat. See, that was completely different yesterday. As soon as you took the rein, he'd immediately pull his head way up. And you had to hold a steady rein for a long time before he'd actually soften. And this is already looking really great. Right? Now you need to make sure you keep him slightly engaged the whole time without over-flexing him to the inside, just using the aid. You give the aid for him to do it, but don't follow through with it until the end. Right, unless he resists a lot or gets really stiff. Super, great. Right, and then you just do a few small figure eights here. You can also include the slalom. He has to change bend quickly there. And when you really change his bend, you also have to clearly shift your weight. You know that by now, right? That you don't just change his bend with the reins, but that you also really use the new inside leg more. Tighten your new inside waist. Super, great. So which leg, for someone who doesn't know this yet, should you have used there so that he comes around faster and doesn't drift out so much?
Outside leg.
Exactly. Outside leg and outside waist, right? Which then simply provide the boundary on the outside. Yes, great. Look at that. He's doing great. I think it was harder on the left hand. He always got a bit stiffer there and liked to decide the direction himself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, look. Right. Try not to bend them quite so much. You don't need to do the slalom just yet. So, yes, there it comes through again. So that means yielding just a tiny bit on the outside in that moment and bringing him in a bit, yeah? Right, then you just take away a little bit of his power. Also, so that he can't just run in his own direction with a stiff neck, but you just sort of break the chain of power. Super, great. So, and the nice thing is simply that the power ratio between me and Vicky is, of course, very different. And if Vicky can ride him nicely so that he chews and also doesn't get away with his stiff neck, I'm actually quite optimistic that the owner and, of course, the daughter will manage it too. So, and feel free to try, once he's chewed to the inside, to maybe do the same thing to the outside. Right, so that he doesn't always run with such a strong inside bend, but that you also check. And he might resist a little bit now. Now he has to react to the outside leg. And if he doesn't react, exactly. Well done. Give him a little time so he can go straight again and then into the new direction. So, and this extreme bending, you only need to do that if he really doesn't let himself go at all. Otherwise, it's enough if you just bend him very slightly and wait a moment and see if he, right, so that he doesn't always go so extremely. So that when he gives, you let him go straight again for a bit. So, and sometimes just the action itself helps, where you say, look a little bit inward, and then he'll soften up without you having to do much. That's where we want to be. Look, he's already following you right away. Wait. Now you don't have to position him so much anymore, and he's still relaxed. And that's the goal, right? That you don't even see it anymore. And the trick is that he yields on the outside rein and on the inside rein. Sit up nice and tall. Great, wonderful. Spot on. Very good. Good, Centi. Good, Vicky. Right, try to play with him just a little bit on the outside. Check him just a little bit so his head doesn't come around quite so far. That's fine, exactly. Right, it's something new you can learn, that when you soften him to the inside and he comes around too far, you tell him very, very gently on the outside, oh, but not that far. If you get too stiff, then he'll get stiff too. Super, great. Right, when you're ready, and he is too, if you feel like it's working, just try going into a canter like yesterday and try to keep him nicely under your seat. Like that, and even there, don't hold the inside all the time, but keep trying to release a little bit. You have to sit firmly on your seat, like earlier when you did that half canter pirouette. Exactly, that's how you sink into it. Yes, let him soften on the inside again. Yes, look at that, great. And now you have to concentrate well. Exactly, you could already see that. Do it again. Just stay steady on the rein. Go into a canter again in a moment. And for the transition down, you have to concentrate, right? So you play with him nicely. That's it, so that he stays rounded. During the halt, so he doesn't get too strong, you keep him nice and relaxed. Yes, like that. Right, so you shouldn't just drop him in front, but don't pull hard either. It's a little thing you have to kind of figure out. That was better. He was right back with you, right? Did you notice? We can still practice that, so he stays nice and relaxed through it in the transitions. Sink into it and push him toward your hand. Sink into it. Super. Look, then he gets calmer. Do you notice that? Is everything working okay? Yeah?
What?
Yeah. So then I'd say, let's head down the path. The flag down there is blowing.
Mm-hmm. Do we have treats?
Yes, I do.
You have some. I have some too.
So, you act as if everything were completely normal. You're yourself. But be prepared for the fact that he might hop to the left or right.
Centi is said to be very skittish and have a panic fear of water. Vicky doesn't mind that for now and wants to see for herself what happens.
Super. Lower. Great. Super. Zenti. Super. Good boy. Come over here. Super. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely prepared for that, big guy. You know, I already heard from your owner that you want to run away over there. That's right, exactly. And I'll just run. Yeah, sweet.
So you go ahead and approach it first, just like we talked about earlier. Well, is it going well for you so far? Is he moving smoothly over there too, or is he hesitating a little bit? Yeah, we're going to try our water exercise now, just like we planned. We'll try it like this first to see how he reacts and if he feels comfortable with it. If it doesn't work at all, if he really doesn't want to go through with it, then we'll just use a lead horse and either have it go ahead of him or take him along as a hand horse, whichever seems to work better in the moment. But first, we'd really like to try it this way because, of course, the owner would also like to be able to go out riding alone without always needing someone else there. And so we have to see how we can find ways to manage when he doesn't want to go somewhere at all, when he's just refusing or feeling unsure. What we can simply do in those situations, right? Sometimes it's just about being patient and giving him a little more time, or maybe encouraging him gently. We'll see what works best for him, and we'll adjust as we go along, making sure he's comfortable and safe throughout the process. Every step forward is praised. Right?
Good boy.
Super, exactly. And otherwise, you nag him very slightly as soon as he makes a move to go forward, just like now.
No. Because now he wants to...
So just hold the reins a bit shorter for these moments. Exactly. So, and praise him again. Easy. Good boy. Well, great. You're doing great. Right. Our goal is, first of all, that he even goes in that direction at all. Maybe he even wants to put his head down. Look here. I'll show you that it's water. Look. Look.
Look, water. Now you've had your tongue in there. Look. Go over there. Go over there. Yes, come on, go over there. Lean shorter. Yes, good boy. Easy, no? Great, well done.
Maybe he also thinks there's something up here? Then it looks brighter.
Let's keep going. So, shorten the reins. Put your hand forward so you can react if he goes somewhere again. So, he's supposed to relax while doing this. Now we'll annoy him a bit again so that he takes another small step forward. Look. Slowly. Here. Yes, look. Great. Not so bad at all, right? Stay here. Come. Fine. Well done. So you're coming back a bit. Fine. Let him look. Because he might jump in him. When they're like, yes, look. Great. Yeah, that's not bad. So, and now you go back.
For almost an hour now, Centi has been testing the patience of Vicky and Ariane. He keeps tensing up in his neck, so Victoria has to set him strongly to one side so that he doesn't take off and gallop back to the stable.
So just very carefully try to go further. Not so hard, but just, man, do you dare to take another step? Yes, go on. It's good for you. It's good for your legs. It cools them nicely. Yes, it's all good. Exactly. That's how I do it too. I pretend as if I want to ride past it, and then I bring them back around again. Fine. Great. Yes. Just look. Look. Oh, see? Now your tongue was even in there. Great. Oh, wonderful. Praise him. Don't put any pressure on him. Fine. Look. The relief.
Maybe someone from way up high can help after all.
Cool water. Give him some praise. Pet him. Massage him. That's a good boy. Praise him. Great.
Look at that. He's already starting to drink the water.
He's doing so well. Excellent. Do you have a treat you can give him already? Well, now he's asking for it, so he'll stay right there. Look at that. Look. Yes, and you'll surely get another one soon if you keep going. Yes, absolutely. Well, that's just super, really. Well done. Truly well done. Praise him now. Give him praise first. He really deserves it. Well, great job, honestly. You did a fantastic job. Well, are you looking out again? Yes, but honestly, you really have to focus on absolutely making sure he just goes straight when he walks through. He can't even eat with the bit in. I think he just discovered the water for the very first time. That's really something. Great job, seriously. Massaging gently, just keep massaging him. He's doing so well.
I wouldn't have thought he'd do it so freely now.
Yes, a little. Be a little careful now. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Great job. Keep it up. You're doing amazing. Great job. Just wonderful.
To ensure Centi doesn't forget what he's just learned, they'll keep practicing it over and over so his owner can ride through the water with him on her own later. And trail riding is also being practiced. First of all, at a walk. But anyone who knows Vicky knows that this isn't her favorite gait.
Just trot away from that. Yeah, look, be brave. Want to take a look? Yeah. Oh, you see, it's not bad at all, right? Yeah, I'd say that went really well. He even went into the water with joy. He even wanted to play already. But Vicky had instructions not to let him stand there because I don't know if he'll lie down. That would be a bit inconvenient. Yeah, and he hasn't even walked this round here yet. They arrived here safely. Sure, here at the wooden horse, they all look a bit, but we'll just spread a bit of oats on it for the next few times. And then a few trash cans, a few yellow bags will be added and all that. And there, he'll just find something tasty to eat everywhere. And then, I think, nothing will stand in the way anymore. Basically, very relaxed, very calm.